Mid-afternoon in Marietta as we welcome you to our final game of the day in the Perfect Game Sophomore National Showcase at the East Cobb Complex. Team White getting ready to take on Team Red. We have already seen both of these teams play in shortened games, and we'll have another one for you here. With Cam McElwain, Chris Sylvester, our entire crew bringing you the action from the outskirts of Atlanta in Marietta. Matthew Westbrook from Douglasville, Georgia, gets the starting assignment. He tied the first base velo record with 90 miles per hour from that side of the infield yesterday. He's got an electric arm, and now we'll see how it fares as a pitcher. He's in the top 100 for a reason, Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. He kind of popped at main event during December, which is our biggest showcase of the year. He came down there with the East Cobb Astros and was into the upper 80s. I followed up on it during the high school season in a huge region matchup, and it was every bit of the same. He was upper 80s with good feel for a breaking ball and flashed a changeup. It's just huge arm talent, and I'm excited to see him throw today. I'm expecting upper 80s with big-time carry and just continuing to show why he's a top 100 player in the class.
Out of Alexander High School. Goes by Matty Ice for short. Member of the East Cobb Astros 15U. Georgia, his dream program, which doesn't surprise you. He's a native of the Peach State. Looks up to Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves. Loves the way he prepares for pitching. Flexibility, stretches, all that stuff that a starting pitcher has to do before embarking on a long night on the hill. A four-seam fastball, curveball, slider, working on his changeup. And starts Team White with a heater, waved at and missed. Lucas Farrar leads off.
Yeah, this is a big-time matchup between two top 100 players in the class. Westbrook's pounding fastballs here early on in the count. I expect to see a high percentage of fastballs thrown tonight in this last game of the day.
Spiked the breaking ball up there.
Yeah, that's something that you see with Westbrook. He has good feel for it most of the time. He will spike some occasionally, but it's just huge arm talent, and he's showing it off right now.
Fastball swung on and missed.
Hey, Rana, get ready. You have the runner. We already hit one camera girl over here. That's why I'm still here in the dugout hiding.
That is bounced to third. Long throw across. And Farrar is retired for the first out. Justin Osborne with a nice job to dig out that throw. Here's Colin Thomas, had a double in Team White's game earlier this afternoon. Great piece of hitting earlier as he poked one into the left field corner, wound up bouncing over the sidewall in foul territory for a ground rule double.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun matchup. Colin Thomas has some fast hands, and I expect him to be able to catch up to upper 80s. So if Westbrook makes a mistake here, I expect him to put a good swing on it.
Calls that curveball an 11-5 curveball, which is contrary to the 12-6. Just talking about the way that it moves if you're looking at a standard clock, right? 12-6 is straight down. 11-5 moves a little differently, as this was knocked down at second, but boy, there's not a whole lot of room for error when Colin Thomas is running a hard 90 down to first base, and that slight bobble will allow him to reach.
Yeah, you better field it cleanly with Colin running down the first baseline. He can absolutely roll, and the wheels were on full display right there. Even just a slight bobble, chances are he's gonna beat it out.
Curveball misses inside. Juice Tate with 1-on-1 out. Shortstop from New Hope High School in Columbus, Mississippi. Now, Westbrook is a feel-good story. He was born 3 months early, weighed 2 pounds at birth, severely premature. First week of his life, he had 3 collapsed lungs with chest tubes and pneumonia. Spent 75 days in the NICU and was released from the hospital on his original due date. And thanks to the doctors at Northside Hospital in Atlanta for just making life possible, let alone his dreams as a baseball player, as he does a nice job to stay patient and pick off Colin Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas thought he had him timed up right there, and Westbrook mixed up the timing and just stepped off and made an accurate throw to second to get the out.
Picks himself up on the bases and then comes back to strike out Juice Tate. Good showing from Matty Ice. Matthew Westbrook, the Douglasville, Georgia native, has a clean first inning. Team Red grabs the bats, grab the helmets, and getting ready to hit. We'll see a southpaw for Team White in this last half of the first inning. It's Connor Briggs from Oxford. It was by Big Rig out of the Villages Charter School, SBA Florida National on the travel circuit, eyeing some programs in his home state, Florida, Florida State, Central Florida, Miami. A handful of his desired programs. He's a Perfect Game Select Fest alumni and just outside the top 200. Got a good frame as a southpaw, 6'4", $190, plenty of room to fill. And we'll see how he fares against a talented Team Red batting order.
Yeah, Briggs certainly fits the bill as a tall, lean left-hander with good stuff. It's easy to project on the frame at 6'4", 190. He looks every bit of the part, and excited to see him throw.
Fastball just off the outside to Juan Diaz.
Yeah, Briggs is using every bit of that frame here in the early going. High release point, has big carry up on the fastball. Yakertech has it right around 18 to 19 inches of induced vertical break, which allows that fastball to play up even more. It's 81, 83 right now. It's playing like 85, 87. So it's going to be tough to square up. It isn't a slot that you see a lot of, especially this young of players. They don't really see this high of a slot all the time, so it'll be tough for guys to square them up.
That really comes straight over the top as he gets Diaz to ground out. Also features 12-6 curveball and a sweeping slider.
Yeah, this is like the prototypical north-south pitcher right here from that high slot. It's that the fastball almost looks like it's rising due to the induced vertical break. So if he can throw that at the top of the zone and then mix in that hammer curveball, it's going to be a tough day for these hitters.
There's Chase Jones from Stockbridge, Georgia, another Georgia Premier Academy product. GBSA Rays in travel ball, and having a tough time picking up this southpaw's arm slot. Came over the top with a big curveball that had Jones flinching on the first one. That last one a little more firm with a lot of spin.
Yeah, it's so tough to square up. He's living in the zone, and if he can throw that breaking ball for a strike, it's going to be almost impossible to hit him hard at any point in this outing.
Comes from a big family, does Chase Jones. He's got 5 siblings. Does not chase the breaking ball there. Jones hoping to get recruited by SEC programs when contact period rolls around. Here's a 2-2. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Another one of those big breaking balls with a ton of movement. Had Jones kind of backing out of the box again, thinking it was going to come inside, maybe hit him. And it bites back at the last moment to catch a part of that inside piece.
Yeah, it's such a tough pitch because he's sitting 80-83 with the fastball, and the breaking ball is at 77, so it's not that big of a dip in velocity. He's throwing it hard and just letting it rip. So he's creating some serious movement on it, and he's really confident in it.
Just that unorthodox, just over-the-top release. It's just hard to time this guy up.
Yeah, it's a slot that you don't see a whole lot of. A lot of guys that are his height and his long arms, they usually throw from like a high 3/4 slot or maybe even lower at times. But he's staying straight over the top and tunneling everything really well, and it's so hard to pick up from that slot because these hitters aren't used to seeing it.
Here comes the full count pitch, and just off the outside. That's a good 2-strike take. So the ghost runner down to first. Chase Jones getting a big lead off the bag.
Yeah, this is almost something that you come to expect a little bit from tall, long arms, long legs, left-handers or right-handers. Is sometimes they'll lose the zone, but the stuff is just electric. It's just, especially at this age, sometimes the mechanics aren't completely synced up, and especially with those long arms and long legs, it's hard to get them synced up. But whenever they are, it makes for a really uncomfortable at bat, and we saw that with the first 2 outs.
Fouled back as this long battle continues. In tight as Jones tries for second and beats the throw.
Yeah, Jones got a good jump there. I was shocked to even see the play be that close. It just shows you the arm strength, but slid right in there, right below the tag.
More and more pitches you see as a hitter, they usually have the advantage.
Yeah, absolutely, especially at the top of the order. You're standing in the on-deck circle. The guy in front of you has a 10, 12 pitch at bat. You've seen everything the pitcher has to offer, so you step into the box with a good idea of what's coming at you. And especially in the showcase setting, if you get 4 balls on you, you know exactly what's coming. It's set up for pitchers to succeed, but at the same time, if the pitcher isn't throwing strikes, it's set up for the hitters to succeed as well. If you get walked and you know all fastballs are coming, then you can usually get that timed up.
Well, the throw sails into left field as Jones has another stolen base and elects to stay put.
Yeah, he's impacting the game in a big way here early on with the 2 stolen bags. Getting to third, it puts a lot of pressure on the catcher now, especially if he's wanting to go breaking ball. Or I guess he can't now that he walked him. So, but if he spikes a fastball, fastballs are the hardest pitch to block up, especially when they're spiked. So anything to the backstop puts a lot of pressure on that catcher.
And after a lengthy battle, Connor Briggs paints strike 3 on the inside edge. Big Rig works around some 2-out trouble. Top two, Team White, Team Red, playing a 5-inning ball game here to close out the penultimate day of the perfect game Sophomore Nationals. And for Matthew Westbrook, a very impressive first inning. We'll face Braden Shannon off the top here to begin the second.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see more of the same from Westbrook here in the second inning. He was used as a starter most of his freshman year, and he played varsity ball for Alexander, so he was used mostly as a starter, and he held the velo into the late innings almost every start, so excited to see him continue working here in the second.
A big curveball. Shannon waits back on it and sends it to right field, but it hangs up just long enough. And Jackson Hornick out there squeezes the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a good swing right there. He stayed on that breaking ball and showed the ability to hit the ball well to the other field. It came off at 83 exit, so that was a good swing right there on a pretty good breaking ball down and out.
Bobby Wooten bats with one down from the Stratford Academy, a top 150 player here. And a perfect approach as he singles up the middle.
Yeah, that's something we've become accustomed to seeing with Bobby. He's as consistent as it gets. He was a name that continued to pop up on our top performers list a few years ago, and excited to see him into the summer. He's in the 15U age group now, so going to see a little bit more of him than I do the 14Us, and he's been really good this summer for 5-star already.
First pitch swinging, Nico Marasco lifts it to right field. Another ball that Jackson Hornick gets to, and there's 2 away.
You don't see many of these hitters taking the first pitch, especially if it's fastball. They're gonna try and swing and hit it hard to the gap. So I really like this approach from the offense, not getting into deep counts and not seeing the breaking ball from Westbrook, because it's a wipeout pitch.
You talk about Wooten and a guy that continues to shine in these events. Well, it's not only his bat, he's got terrific speed as well.
Yeah, Bobby can absolutely roll. He impacts the game in a lot of different ways and sets the tone for that 5-star lineup right at the top of the lineup. So, but he can fly.
Fastball strikes out Hayden Downs. And Westbrook, very tough to figure out for opposing hitters in a second inning of work. He ends his day on the hill with a strikeout. Team Red coming to bat. Bottom of the second inning here. Our final game of the day. The southpaw Connor Briggs back out there. Stranded a pair of runners in his first inning of work. Wyatt Lytle in the batter's box for Team Red. And looks at a called strike.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Briggs translates that first inning over to the second. He's been used mostly as a starter throughout his career, and it looks like he's holding the velo and spinning it really well so far in the second inning.
Wyatt Lytle faces a 0-2 count. Lytle's done a nice job to lay off these pitches at 0-2. Now the count fills up.
Yeah, he's worked a really good at bat so far, laying off some pretty tough pitches.
Back up the middle. There's a base hit for Lytle. So he trailed 0-2. Looked at a few wide ones. Winds up getting something good to hit on 3-2 and leads off the inning with the knock.
Yeah, what a swing there from Lytle. He worked a deep count, got a fastball over the heart of the plate, and hit it hard right back up the middle. Came off at 88, so that's all you need to see on an exit velo to say that he got that one pretty good.
So a leadoff base runner, Dagu Rana, shortstop from Langley High School in Virginia, looks at ball one. Misses with ball two. That is lifted in the air towards medium right for the first out.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch on that top outside corner. It's going to be tough to be able to barrel that ball, especially when it's up in the zone. With that IVB that he has on the fastball, it plays up in the zone really well, so it's going to be tough to barrel up.
One out base runner for Wyatt Baskin from Houston. That's a good spot, just a little bit low. Bouncer towards second. And under the glove, allowing everybody to reach. So a couple base runners here for Team Red. And Lincoln Demmons will bat next. Demmons, a catcher from Chandler in Arizona. Waits back on the big breaker. Bounces it to third. And the throw to first in time.
Tough play there for the third baseman, having to range back on that ball. Made a good throw across the infield with some good arm strength on display to record the out.
Wave and a miss. Jackson Hornet comes up empty on that big curveball in the dirt.
Yeah, I like Briggs going to that pitch early in counts. He's relying on the fastball right now early on, trying to get ahead, but I like that. I like the breaking ball early in counts too, just being able to mix it up and pitch backwards.
He pitches around a pair of base runners in another scoreless inning. Big Rig drives this game to a third. No scores. Good pitching on display here. Team White, Team Red wrapping up the day in Marietta. Will Parish from Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Christian High School, takes over on the hill after two terrific innings turned in by Matthew Westbrook. Parish, a member of SBA Bolts National 2027, North Carolina, his dream school. Just outside the top 300, 6'2", 180 pounds. And he starts his outing with a called strike on the outside corner. Yacker Tracker registers it at 83 plus miles per hour. Spin rate near 1,700. Goes back to that fastball, gets a swing and a miss, and he's in business at 0-2.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see a heavy dosage of that mid-80s fastball here in this outing. He's been up to 85 before. He was up to 89 across the infield just yesterday, so expect some big arm strength and some big stuff in this outing.
Three of the first four pitches have been fastballs here to Landon Twos from Westminster Christian High School in Florida.
Yeah, Twos was a name that stood out at our Beast of the East event just a few days ago. He was one of the best players in the 15 UH division, and really excited to get to see him swing the bat. He's been He's been pretty good this entire event.
And be over through the fastball a little bit there. Ghost runner down to first. And kicks away. Ghost runner into scoring position.
Yeah, there's that fastball in the dirt that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Just tough to be able to get down to that pitch and block it up.
Trying to finish off twos here, who has not given in.
Yeah,
Not an easy pitch to make contact with.
No, it's not. He's fouling him off, trying to stay alive in this at bat. He's put together a really good at bat. He's laid off some really tough pitches down in the zone.
Twos, rolls it to short. And that's the first out of the inning. Carson Sophomore from Dawsonville, Georgia. One of the top catchers in the state out of Dawson County High School.
Yeah, he came to our Sunshine Southeast showcase just a few weeks ago and was really good there and has been good. Has put up almost identical numbers here at Sophomore National as well. He's been really impressive.
Sophomore will drive in a run on a ground ball to short, dug out by Osborne. But the ghost runner comes around to score as Colin Thomas touches the plate to break this scoreless tie in the top of the third.
Yeah, that ball came off pretty hot there. Got to the shortstop pretty quickly. Came off at 91 per Yacker Tech. So he's Sophie's got some strength and it was on display right there. I'm sure he wished he could have lifted it into a gap, but that was still a really good swing, and there's a lot to take from it.
One home is popped up. You don't often see that happen, but Will Parish is very versatile, plays all over the field. He feels comfortable fielding his position, but it's Team White scratching the run column first in this one. Jack Horret is on the hill for Team White. He takes over for Connor Briggs. He worked a pair of scoreless innings. Horret's an outfielder from Eldersburg in Maryland. McDonough High School for Jack Horret. Showed off a nice arm and outfield velos yesterday, and now showing what he can do from the mound in this game.
Yeah, Horret seems like a really interesting prospect in total. He's into the upper 80s from the outfield. The athleticism just from first glance looks like it's going to translate on the mound. It's pretty effortless arm speed, and we'll see how he throws in game setting here.
Matty Carroll leads off. Matty Carroll, center cut, shoots it the other way, but the catch made. It hung up just long enough, and Bobby Wooten snags the line drive off Matty Carroll's back.
What a good swing right there from Carroll. He got a pitch out over the plate at the bottom of the zone and hit it hard, but right at somebody. It's just unfortunate.
Ryland Beimel takes outside.
Yeah, Horret is just challenging hitters right now with a two-pitch mix into the upper 80s, just like we saw in the outfield workout, up to 87 with a tight breaking ball. It looks like he's mixing multiple breaking balls. So this is a really talented arm, and glad we got to see him on the mound today.
Almost 87 with that fastball that got away from him. Good take from Beimel, who's got 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
Goodness.
Comes from a big family. Said one of his biggest inspirations since he's reached high school, one of his teammates, Kellen Lindsay, at Hardy Senior High in Florida.
Yeah, Lindsay's been a name that's had some serious draft buzz here in the spring. He went from being hurt last summer, where scouts didn't get to see him a whole lot, to being a potential first rounder.
Throw on to first in time to get Beimel. Jack Horret keeps Team Red out of the run column in his first inning on the mound. Last half of the third, Team White 1-0 over Team Red. What a week of baseball it's been here at the East Cobb Complex in Marietta, Georgia. We've been with you the whole way here on Perfect Game TV. Alongside Cam McElwaney, I'm Chris Sylvester. Hey, kudos to our entire crew. Just everybody involved, from our cameramen to camera women as well, and to our folks in the truck taking care of business. I mean, these are long days, but great to give these young athletes a platform to be able to boost their profile on it. And even after this event, into other events, Cam, and I think you'll agree with me, going later into the summer and later into the calendar year, it's just this was a lot of people's introduction to these young baseball players, as a one-pitch ground out starts Will Parish's second inning of work. But I'm excited, after being introduced to a number of these players, to just kind of follow them, not only the rest of the year, but as their careers progress.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Junior and Sophomore National has always been the first event that we get to see these guys in this kind of setting, other than 13 and 14U National. We get to see them down there, but at the same time, like, there are a lot of scouts here to see, especially the Junior National. We have the entire back half of East Cobb was just completely slapped full of scouts, and these guys we're getting our board set up for the future years, and just getting our first look at these guys is really fun. And we follow these guys from the time they're 12 on, so this is a blast for us too, to get to see these guys continue to progress and show their skills.
Trent Buckley taps it foul. Two and two. Here it comes from Will Parish, and it's bounced foul again.
Buckley's putting up a good at bat right here. He spit on a changeup last pitch, and then fouled that fastball off right there, and he's just putting together a really good at bat, taking a bunch of tough pitches.
Buckley climbing the ladder there to get a piece of it. Couldn't quite snap that curveball and find the release point. Get a ghost runner down at first base. Buckley will go to work against the fastballs.
Yeah, if he leaves a fastball out over the plate here, Buckley could do some damage. He's got big bat speed and big power, and it was on full display yesterday in BP. And if he gets a good pitch to hit right here, I think it could be on display right now too.
Ghost runner taken off for second base. Throw down, not in time. And Buckley waves through the fastball to end a lengthy at-bat. Parish finding the release point again, gets Buckley swinging. Two down. And there's Caden Christensen
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
A couple of impressive scoreless innings from him earlier today as he kind of scoots out of the box as he bounces that to short. Throw on to first in time by half a step to get him. And that will not quite do it for this half inning. We will have one more batter here for Parish, and it will be C.J. Wall, the TNXL Academy product from Florida. Wall has had to power through a broken thumb in his young baseball career. Said it was one of his bigger challenges to overcome. That type of finger injury really can set you back as a hitter. As Wall gets jammed, rolls it over to first, picked up, and that will end White's half of the fourth. Moving along in Marietta, more perfect game. Sophomore National Showcase action coming up. Jack Horret's back out there for Team White. Another inning on the hill for the Eldersburg, Maryland native. Also an outfielder, can plug a ton of positions in the field. Justin Osborne to lead off for Team Red. From the Bull School Powerhouse program in the Sunshine State, native of Jacksonville, a USA Prime national ball player on the travel scene.
Yeah, he's filling up the zone right now and coming right after hitters, so this could be a quick inning if he continues to pound the zone.
That's a good late bite on that breaking ball. Got Osborne to commit. Looking confident up there out of his windup. 0-2. And that's low.
He certainly looks the part. I was excited to see him on the mound today after his round of outfield yesterday, and he just looks athletic and everything looks pretty effortless for him.
Now, fielding that ground ball looked pretty effortless as he had to stick up the glove to snag it. Almost snow cone the baseball there, but gets the first out of the inning. And here comes Julian Suarez from Sinton, Texas. Sinton High School. Fine young catcher. Tons of spin on that breaking ball from Horret. Here's the next one from Horret. In on the hands, tapped foul. Horret is a member of 5-star National Mid-Atlantic Dark 30. Says Auburn is his dream program. Fastball, slider, changeup. And there's the breaking ball, tapped to third. In time.
Yeah, you can tell just how comfortable he is throwing any pitch in any count here. The fastball's got plenty of ride up in the zone, and it comes out really easy, but he's shown really good feel for the 2 off-speed pitches too.
Horret pumps a called strike into Deuce Jenkins on the outside.
Yeah, Deuce is a dangerous bat here if he gets a fastball.
Deuce hits the breaking ball into right field. And it's a 2-out hit for Jenkins. No, it's not. It's caught. Catch made out there. Looked like it was fielded on the short hop. An unorthodox grab in right field. Jenkins hit it hard, but it's the final out of the frame, and we move along in Marietta. Let's keep playing baseball. New inning, new pitcher for Team Red, Dagu Rana. He's a shortstop. That's some good infield velo tosses during the skills workouts yesterday. Langley High School product in Virginia. He will face Lucas Farrar first as he finishes up his warm-up tosses. Cam, what do you know about Rana and what he might bring on the hill here?
I know he put together a really good round of infield yesterday. He looked the part on the dirt and moved around really well. He's athletic, and mid-80s across the infield with good accuracy. I mean, he checked off a lot of boxes defensively, and just in those warm-up pitches, he was into the mid-80s. So I'm excited to see him on the mound, see if that athleticism translates.
First one comes high and tight.
Yeah, you can see the arm speed early on. He's been a little bit around the zone, but you can just tell it's coming out pretty easy.
Trying to find that release point as the curveball comes inside.
Yeah, it's been a long day for some of these kids. They've been at the field for quite a while, and following up yesterday, especially when they were at the field for 6-7 hours. I mean, this is a taxing event, and sometimes they get tired, and sometimes it shows in different phases. But he's starting to settle into the outing here.
Rana gets a new baseball after that foul ball hit off the catcher. It's like Lincoln Demons behind the dish. So Rana fell behind 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Here it comes to Lucas Farrar, and upstairs with the fastball. Good life on that pitch, just trying to find the arm slot here, getting comfortable out there. Again, it's not a primary pitcher, but that arm is worth giving a try out on the mound. Up inside and hits Farrar. Got a lot of protection on that left arm. Gives the thumbs up. Couple of ghost runners aboard now. And that is right down the middle. Well, that's tough.
Yeah,
get
such
plunked.
a tough at bat.
Just the situation, you know. I mean, not many times in baseball do you get hit by a pitch and then have to step in the box 30 seconds later and fastball right down the pipe.
Exactly. There's very few and far between times that you're gonna walk in your first at bat, get hit, and then still be hitting. But it's a tough at bat. But at the same time, that was a good pitch.
Here's Colin Thomas.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Thomas throughout this event. He's been one of the better players here and showing quick hands at the plate. He's a prototypical top of the order bat, and he can absolutely fly too.
Thomas, a switch hitter. Lays off the high fastball on 0-2. Colin goes by Champ for short, says that switch hitting was one of the toughest challenges to overcome, just because a lot of people advised him not to do it, but he feels like the switch hitting, batting from both sides of the batter's box has really come a long way.
It's just so
To the
tough
backstop,
to do.
and the runners advance.
Switch hitting is just so tough to do. It's hard enough to perfect a one-sided swing, much less two. It takes double the amount of time, and it's just really hard to do at a high level, but he does it. It's really impressive how it translates in both swings.
Like Rana just having trouble following through on some of these pitches, missing up and outside to lefties, up and in to righties. He thought he was taking his base. We've got somebody for that.
Yeah, it's always funny to see the kids get used to normal baseball and then come and do an event like this. And it's always day one when they get the fourth ball and they toss their bat to the dugout, and all of us behind home are yelling at them.
Colin Thomas right on these pitches, just spraying them foul, waiting for something he likes.
Yeah, the bat to ball really stands out for Colin. He seems to always just be on the barrel and doesn't really give in deep counts like this.
Another pitch he was right on top of. Just trying to straighten out the swing here. Not giving in, I'll tell you that much. He wants to earn a trip on base himself, put a ball in play somewhere, make it tough on the defense. And Thomas, after seeing a ton of pitches, hacks through that one, and it's officially strike three.
He put up a fight about as long as you could, though. It was a good at bat. He saw a lot of pitches. He was on everything. He just happened to miss that one.
Now a big breaking ball catches the top of the zone here against Juice Tate, with the bases juiced and 2 outs. 0-2.
Yeah, that strikeout seemed to have helped him out a little bit, settle in on the mound with those first 2 pitches being over the heart of the plate.
Runner.
Wild pitch will bring home another run for Team White here as they've struck for a couple in the 5th. Tate on the ground to second. And the inning comes to an end. Couple in the run column for Team White. We'll close Thursday out after Team Red bats next. Well, the top baseball event for sophomores and rising juniors is right here at the East Cobb Complex in Marietta, Georgia. Our penultimate day of action. Kind of hard to believe. Felt like just yesterday we were kicking off the week. Many people involved to make this production possible on Perfect Game TV. Tim Morris, Daniel, Thomas, and Ed are hardworking cameramen, braving through the conditions. We're thankful that we avoided any type of showers this week, but it's still been some hot, humid days. Sarah and Jim, our intern and production team down low. And, of course, all the terrific analysts, scouting directors. Lucky to be sharing the mic with Cam McElwaney today. And, Cam, I know you guys at Perfect Game work hard this week in particular, but year-round to assess talent and make sure we get the best of the best in high school baseball out to events like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm biased towards our scouting staff. I think we do a great job of working our tails off to go find the best players in the country. So I'm just glad we could get these young players out here and let them show their ability.
Lucas Farrar facing Carson Bruce to open our final half inning of play. Just a bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Farrar, one of the top players here. As Bruce lines it up the middle.
Bruce has put together a really good day at the plate. He just looks comfortable seeing everything and put a good swing on that one.
Called strike on the outside edge. Juan Diaz batting. We also want to give a shout out to our terrific engineer, Caleb, who's on site there in Marietta. I mean, you can't drive a train without an engineer, so we'd be off the rails without Caleb. So shout out to Caleb, keeping us moving. Chugging. Diaz shoots it to left, and it's caught. One down. Good piece of hitting from Diaz. Didn't try to do too much. I always think opposite field swings, especially at this age, are impressive, right? Because it shows you're not trying to do too much. You're not trying to pull off. You're not trying to hit the ball as far as you can. You're just being selective with your approach and going where the pitch takes you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to see kids be able to go line to line, especially in game action. I like seeing it in BP too. I like seeing strength to all fields and just a professional approach to BP, but if it translates into games, it's really fun to see.
Good hustle from Chase Jones out of the box to avoid the double play ball. We've got 2 outs here. Harrison Mears batting for a second time. Top 300 player in our rankings. And takes the fastball on the inside. Good zip on that pitch. Good spin, too.
Yeah, Farrar's, he's one of the top shortstops in the country, and the athleticism is on display in this one. He's one of the more athletic players in the country, and he can do a little bit of everything on the field.
Places that one deep in the hole at the shortstop spot. Jones will take the extra 90 feet, and it sets up Team Red with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Wyatt Lytle will have a chance to bat, representing the potential tying run. This will be the last batter of our game. We've got a chance to end in a tie. I tell you, if he gets a base hit to the outfield, just keep running. Just keep running.
Yeah, that's something that you'll see at showcases is the coaches know when the 5th batter is, so they won't even attempt to put up a stop sign. They'll just keep that right arm moving and let them just keep on running.
That is just off the plate. Lytle picked up a base hit his first time back in the second. Mears taking second base on that curveball, so Farrar will pitch out of his windup, and it's up and in again. So we will put a ghost runner aboard, which means now the tying run is on base. Hope Team Red didn't have too many fans heading to the exits early. This could be a comeback for the ages here. Lytle into shallow center field, but it hangs up, and the catch made to close our penultimate day at the Perfect Game Sophomore National Showcase. Team White pitches a 5-inning shutout here, and they take this one by a final of 3-0. Cam, your final thoughts on the second to last day here in Marietta?
It's been a fun event in total. Jude Carter was absolutely awesome today. All the pitching across the board. There were a few bats that really stood out that'll be fun to continue seeing tomorrow. But all in all, it's been a really fun event, and it's really exciting to see this 2027 class.
Well, you'll see more of this 2027 class tomorrow. The final game of the 2024 Sophomore National Showcase. We'll have it for you on Perfect Game TV. Again, for Cam McElwaney, I'm Chris Sylvester. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday as we say so long from Marietta.